In February of last year, a headline flashed across my laptop that touched my soul. How one woman with a box of crackers aims to save the planet. Well, gosh, Forbes, no pressure. In all seriousness, I was thrilled to see my work in food and climate change described this way, but there were others who were not so sure. They said, Julia is saving the planet with boxes of crackers? What? I get that a lot, and it's understandable. When most people think about addressing climate change, they think of solar panels and windmills, electric vehicles. But the truth is, one of the best opportunities that we have is sitting in our kitchens. More than a third of global greenhouse gas emissions come from food systems and land use. And the future of our planet will depend in large part on improving the way that we produce, manufacture, transport, consume, and dispose of everything we eat. That's why decarbonizing our global food supply chains must be at the heart of our global climate strategy. I've been working for the last 15 years in my career on reimagining food systems using technology, and it's work that's led me to do some pretty cool things, like making pizza with robots. But I knew that I had to do a lot more after a life-changing event, the birth of my first son, Mosi. Oh, it's hard to even describe the joy I felt caring for my tiny human, but right alongside that joy lived a lot of fear. Imagining him growing up on a planet with rising temperatures and sea levels, biodiversity loss, increasingly frequent and catastrophic storms and wildfires, that was just not a future that I could stomach. And so I decided to give everything that I had to fighting the problem for him, for us. 3 years ago, with the vision of using the power of food to help tackle climate change and building on my experience in food tech, I launched Moonshot, a climate-friendly snack brand. At Moonshot, we make every decision with the planet front and center. We source our ingredients from organic farmers practicing regenerative agriculture. We select our suppliers close together so that from farming to baking, our entire wheat supply chain is just 100 miles long. And we neutralize the unavoidable emissions related to operating our business by sourcing high-quality carbon offsets. All that, and the crackers taste great too. Sounds easy? It was not easy. We needed a fast and easy way to calculate our carbon footprint, but instead we found expensive consultants that were much too slow. We needed to source high-quality carbon offsets, but we found a market plagued with inconsistent quality and sometimes fraud. We needed to understand how to actually reduce our emissions and improve our climate impacts, but the existing methodologies were outdated and irrelevant to our kind of business. In short, there weren't many tools to actually build a climate-friendly product or a climate-friendly company. So we built them. And then I had an idea. What if we could scale these tools to help other businesses that were struggling with the same challenges? And so we launched Planet Forward, a technology company that helps consumer businesses to decarbonize their supply chains and fight climate change. Thank you, but if anyone has tips for launching 2 startups while raising 2 small children, can you please find me after this talk? It's been a whirlwind, but the thing that keeps me going is the seismic impact that we can have. You know, at Planet Forward, we wake up every single day to help every single one of our customers contribute to global net zero. We're really proud to be doing the hard things, to make it easier for others to do the right things. And looking back, it's amazing to see how far we've come in such a short time, especially because, I'll be honest, in the beginning, I was filled with doubt. The problem felt so big, and I just felt so tiny in comparison, but the one thing I knew for sure was that I had to try. And as a great teacher once told me, sometimes learning to stand in your power looks more like shaking in your boots. But there is no time to waffle. Excuse the food pun. We're living in a very narrow window of time when it is still possible to stave off the worst effects of climate change. So it will take all of us standing in our power, even while we're shaking in our boots. And how do you take that first step? Well, it begins with understanding your strengths and then deciding to apply those strengths to take action. I'm an experienced founder, so I launched a couple of startups. But you don't have to be a founder or a climate scientist or a celebrity or a politician to take action. You just have to decide. If you're a writer, tell the story. If you're an artist, paint the vision. If you're an engineer, write the code, build the machine. If you have a strong voice or a big following, then get every single person you know to join the movement. Because there is no silver bullet solution to tackling climate change. But if every one of us stands up right now, we will get the job done. What we're fighting for is our lives. And with stakes this high, we cannot afford to waste this shot. Thank you.